Kingdom of Amalur. Má nekonečná hra.
Wayland sent you? What's the word? This is a devilish curious business, and I don't mind saying so. Don't make a moment a day, Captain. Well, Captain?
Yeah? Don't bother me. I'm waiting for a passenger. Some suicidal idiot. Can't be caught chatting. I want to make a good impression. I captained my first ship when I was no bigger than my papa's knee, and promptly crashed it into the dock, sinking 3 vessels with 1 wreck. It was then that I knew my destiny was to be a sailor. From that day forward, I spent my life on the water. 20 ships in 20 years.
Mám pocit, že tohle je vedlejšák. Ta ne vedlejšák, ale celé DLCčko, že tady odplouvám na DLCčko, což ještě necháme.
Every sailor yearns for the chance to face dead Kel. He and his hangmen go where they please, masters of the frostbreak. In my experience, islands are places you visit in order to escape torment and certain death. The Gallows End is one destination I will avoid on future voyages. Unless I crash there, of course. Bloodgrin, the Whispering Witch, and the Baronet. Oh, fiends and killers, all of them. They give sailors a bad name. Bye-bye!
Well,
Máš vyříznutý jazyk?
strong. Wins lately. The garden in the temple expired.
Step up. See what I have to sell. It's my brothers that ply the seas and bring me goods to trade. When I tire of Rithia, I'll wait till they return and back upon the foam. Not a bad sight from the bow of your ship, although I've never become accustomed to the strange ways of these southern Alfar. Darkelfar, or whatever you like to call them, like and unlike to their sisters in the north. Loselfar, that is. The goods here you'll not find the likes of anywhere else. Not without braving the raging seas, at least. Safe travels.
I think Captain Gonthorn will help us if he can.
Sami kapitáni.
That garden in the temple, Spyatop. It's you. How in the... Erlek, that turncoat. I never should have trusted a liar to commit murder. That's what murderers are for. What do you want? Of course I did. I'm not the Lord of Dolve-Arn. I'm not even from the Tawili coast. But what does it matter? I only did what I had to do. Don't we all? The Rathir authorities don't have to know. Keep this quiet and let me sail with this galley, and you can have the gold I received for the treasures of Kuln. I am a man of my word. Most of the time. No, you wretch! You will rue the day you betrayed Kras. Do you hear me? Come back.
Good. Myslím, že teďka zkusíme jít tady dolů. Upper City. Mohl bych jít tam dolů.
I hope they don't. We aren't visiting Melsen Shear anytime soon, traveler. The ships are all moored up until
The healers in the officers' club.
Půjdu do toho Upper City.
Away.
The watch sees all in the
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Ta vyšší město. Ne nižší, ale vyšší. To je docela dost.
Oh, but that is droll. So many of our young men and women lost in
It's a nightmare. My lady Coriana won't eat. She won't sleep. All on account of a poor, sick Malian.
Woe on House Anwan. My poor lady. What grief she's known. Her daughters lost to Cluricon and her husband to the war before that. Her son Malian is all that's left to her, and the only seed of House Anwan. Oh, my masters aren't like some up Spire top. Just one name to our house, thank you very much, and nearly old as Rathir at that. There are but 2 left of Anwan blood. One soon enough if young Master Malian does not mend. Poor boy, he sleeps and tosses and turns. From the things he says under his breath, his dreams must be ghastly things. The healers say bad blood, but my lady swears it's poison. He sleeps and sleeps, but he's never any better. Well, it's hard to say. The healers are no use. You could go to her yourself and ask. No harm in that. You'll find my lady in the house, by poor Malian's side, most likely. The young master's sickness, yes. He's the last one living, what with the others dead in the war. Here, in House Anwan. She spends most of her time by poor young Malian's sickbed. Do help my lady.
Se podíváme, co tady můžeme jako 100% válečník bez žádné magie udělat, aby jsme vylečili tu ženskou.
Fetch this, clean that, never a moment's rest. Last week, the wyvern gift girl slept dead.
My lady will be sore if I'm not swift with my work.
My son Malian is gravely ill. The healers say his blood is diseased, but I am sure it must be poison. If I were younger, I'd go and find the Lepidus myself and prove them wrong. The healers name it as an affliction of the blood, but Anwan blood has bent beneath no malady in generations. No, Malian was poisoned, I am sure.
Budeme řešit případ otravy.
My son Malian is not cured, we shall wither, and the weeds of wyvern gift grasp ever higher. His father died in the Battle of Galliffer Plain. His sisters in Cluricon. He is all I have left, and he is slipping away from me. It was early in the war, and until that time we had known only defeat. The day was won, and my husband lost. The wyverns were of respected and decent lineage, though their wealth was not great. Then the merchant's Gif bought House Wyvern, much to our surprise. They have mixed sea wash with fine wine. Bring my son this wild plant, and I will see you richly rewarded. This I swear. Of course not. But my family legacy says it will, and I have no wish to watch my son die while there is still a chance for hope. There's only one place that I know of, the Acathan wetlands. You must search for it there. You will know Lepidus by the shape of its blue flower. It is an herb with natural properties. It is not strictly alchemy, and it does not cure a poison. However, it can relieve the symptoms for a time. Malian will still need an antidote before he is fully well. The wetlands of Acatha. Find it and bring it to my son with all due haste. Be wary. I did not return.
Fetch this, clean that.
Tady už nikdo není. No, půjdeme potom dělat ty. Až to tady dozbíráme, tak se vrhneme na ty vedlejšáky. Asi prvně ty malé, potom ty větší. Tohle bylo něco velkého.
This is the Oberkant.
Good day to you.
It's a nightmare, it is.
Never work for House Anwan.
You may not smile. Don't mind me.
Ty jenom uklízíš.
A lady of House Anwan's beside herself over her son.
On behalf of myself, my wife and my daughter, I welcome you to the spire top and all that House Wyvern Gift can offer. I'm the patriarch of the Wyvern Gift Great House. Show the proper respect. You must forgive my lady Tanra if she sometimes speaks out of temper. It's been very hard for her. You see, some of the great houses have been slower to accept her than basic civility demands they should. The Orbicant is our ruling council. Its members are shrouded except the Elul, who speaks for them. You are a student there yourself, are you not? Many of the important and powerful in Rethia have graced those halls. I wish you fortune. Atop the spire, you will find the two preeminent great houses, Anwan and our own. You will also find the Scholia Arcana, the Orbicant, and the Temple of Lyria.
Prádlo pověšeno, tak to přeju to. Zapomněl jsem zmínit jednu věc. Dneska jdeme do kina. Dneska jdeme na toho nového Thora. Co jsem zatím četl, jako nespoilerují ty recenze a tak, jakože jenom názvy třeba recenzí, tak prý je to ještě lepší než Ragnarok. Já Ragnarok neříkám, že byl špatný, ale některé chvíle na mě byly až moc už přehumorněné. Tak jsem zvědavý, co tady z tohohle vzejde, protože to má být prý naprostá sranda.
And all agreed it was best if it were joined with GIF. You mean the song of my heart? She's the sweetest thing. Though I worry her mother coddles her some. Are you serious? You must have had one too many ales, rat. Stay away from me. So long.
Come, be at ease. Wyvern Gif are not so stiff or haughty as some great houses. She actually seems to believe Rethia should defend itself, and let the rest of the world rot. I'm truly sorry that her son is ill, but would she wish the healers to let him die, because they have no Anwan in their blood? There are 10 great houses that flank the spire's
To vypadá na vysokou politiku, kdy klidně nechají umřít mladého kluka, jen protože to není něco s tradicema, či co?
I bear no one ill will. If some are too haughty to speak with me, the shame is on their own heads. I get so angry when I hear people speak against Rethia's full engagement in the war. It is a disgrace to us all, and before the eyes of our Losafar cousins too. She is as great a beauty as I was, though without as sweet a temper. Still,
předpokládám, že v tvém případě ho nejspíš stáhnete.
The great families most of all must show their support for it. Everyone looks to us. I cannot understand Coriana Anwan on this point. I ask you, was there ever any doubt what this Gadflow was? Or that he must be torn from his throne? Why let him stand?
Musím říct, že včera jsme se dívali na film Proměna od Pixaru a začátek mě moc nebral, ale konec byl naprosto boží. Má to zajímavou tématiku, nevím, jestli si o tom filmu něco slyšela.
If it were the custom to take your husband's name, I might have been Tanra Wyvern, and there would have been no sneering whispers. It caused enough of a stir that my husband added his name in front of Gif. Well, I am proud to share it.
Hello, young lady.
Oh, excuse me.
Máš ho u sebe. Ukradneme ho trochu později.
I am the governess of Miss Wyvern Giff. It is my duty to train my charge in matters of speech and persuasion. I will confess, there are days I yearn for a more eager pupil. Farewell. It is true, my student tests my powers almost every lesson. A topic that interests you? Would you like to learn some of the art? I am confident a small lesson would be permitted by the house. We are a people of subtle speech and hidden hands. All around us is great beauty, yes, but what does it hide? I do not blame her. Were parents more persuasive themselves, such willfulness would have been smothered long ago. Farewell.
Did my parents send you? Are you some sort of new instructor? You're not an instructor? I thought they might have sent another. They've had Majessa here for almost a year now. She does always get me to attend to her lessons somehow, though I'm not sure how she does it.
To já mám rád jednou za čas prostě něco v kině pořádně a jako užívám si to.
Then I can become Maywin Wyvern Giff Fiddlestuffs.
Vypadá, že tohle bych potom mohl taky stíšit rozhovory a tak, abych mě šel líp slyšet.
I don't know which is worse, the snotty wyverns or the foolish fawning gifts. What is this? Have my parents seen this? Oh, Lunala's starry smile. Yes, yes, and yes! To Chloracon. Think of it. They won't like it when they hear. But what can they do? Buy me out of it? No, not this time. Thank you, stranger. Thank you. Imagine, right in the thick of the war, and me with a sylvan spear, facing red-eyed howling Tuatha. And life beyond the spire.
Return to the Riad. Je otázka.
You're welcome in our home. We do not stand on ceremony.
Tak to je fajn.
So long.
Guards!
You there! Halt! Don't let me catch you making trouble again.
Bám. Oni chtěli za to, že jsem okradl jednoho z těch největších kápů toho hlavního města, jenom 2000. No, nevím, co na tohle říct.
Good evening, my lady. Praise Lyria, goddess of sisters and brothers of Lyria.
Tohle jsou kněžíci, nebo tak. Larečko. No, my právě jako to, jdeme tam i s Míšou. A Ramkil určitě nepůjde, ten kina nemusí. Ramkil celkově plno věcí, co máme rádi, nemá rád, takže je to vždycky takové složitější.
Tell me, what brings you to this sacred place? For prayer?
Že má jiný pohled na svět.
Or for the orison? There's something peculiar about you. The threads are... But you know of this, don't you? Then you are the one. I had heard rumors, but never thought... Well, it is good to meet you. You have drawn Lyria's attention. May I look into your cards? It is said that our goddess is the goddess of magic. But by so being, she is goddess of the heart of things, of mystery, and the true weaver of fate. This temple was founded by Bayala Tiran herself, mother and prophetess of our people.
Abelira Seranom.
It was High Priestess Tiran who led our people from Glen Sutton.
Seranon.
It was she who found Rathia. It was she who sheltered and guided us, who made us who we are. This is not done in the north. It is our way in Rathia. We perform 3 tasks of devotion to Lyria, and in exchange, earn her blessing. It is no idle turn of phrase. Though you gave of yourself to earn it, your gain will be greater than the sacrifice. You began when you entered this temple. The first task is the sojourn. Have this. It is an amphora. With it, travel to the 3 springs blessed by Priestess Tiran on her sojourn from the north. Fill the amphora with some of each spring. One is just outside Rathia. A second in Lower Gallifall. The third is in Snowmelt Pass. Bring the amphora I gave you to each of the 3 springs. They are just north of Rathia, in southern Gallifall, and in Snowmelt Pass.
Tak tohle je cestovatelský úkol, to není nic moc zábavného. Máme jednu.
Yeah? What are you doing here? I don't suppose you're becoming a child of Lyria? The damned fool. All the work I do for him in camp, all the sacrifices I've made to be with him. He's ignored it all. He made a little mistake, but that's the last one. I won't wait around until he forgets me entirely.
Queen of Cups.
I'm not the queen of anything now, and I'm not keen to do any talking. I spent my life growing up in the upper city of Rathia, so you might not understand, but I love that camp. There's always colors and dancing and music. I feel free there. It's hard to be apart from it.
Tomu rozumím, holka. Tady musí být docela upjaté.
I've taken orders before, but a commander ought to at least look a soldier in the eye when telling them what to do. But the Hierophant doesn't do that. The orders just come in secret and no one takes responsibility for them. A damn fool idea, if you ask me. They break away from all the rules, the trappings, and be themselves. I remember that was why I first joined. Lyria, you think you might want to speak a little more quietly? I don't need anyone here getting wise to me. And let me guess, you're a traveler and you've been called to seal the cowl of the maiden. Well, I beat you to it. Cowl's mine. I guess you're right. Irian has a flair for melodramatic, sure, but I know he's taken my loss hard. It seems I can't get away from the travelers. They really are my life. Fine, take the cowl. I'm headed back to Moon Camp. Farewell.
OK, tenhle quest máme hotový.
Welcome to our temple. I am a daughter of Lyria, one of many sons and daughters who have devoted themselves here. My station is to look after the relics sacred to our order. Sadly, many of the relics we once had are now lost. It was long ago. I don't know very much about it. There were the plague times, and then the burning.
Rajčata už mi začaly chcípat. Snad ty poslední 3, které jsou v trošičku na lomenější větvi, ještě vyrostou. Celková úroda bylo asi 5 rajčat. Takže nejdražší rajčata, které jsem kdy v životě měl, ale musím říct, že tak jedny z nejlepších. Není v nich tolik cítit, jakoby to, co je z těch z obchodu. Měli chuť, tak bych to spíš řekl. Někdy ty z obchodu chuť nemají.
We believe that order and chaos are how others want the world to be. But Lyria is concerned with what is, and what can truly change it. True wisdom is knowing the one and grasping the other. All are welcome here to pray, to reflect and find peace. If you seek fate weaving or the orison, you should speak with the High Priestess. Priestess Saranin oversees the temple. Though her station is high, she is gracious and open to all who visit. She will weave your fate if you ask, or lead you on the sacred ritual we call the orison. You should speak with her if you wish to know more. It has left so many scars on our souls and the land beyond, nor has it stopped taking life. When the war first came, we sent one out to every stronghold keep. This served 2 purposes. It brought faith and strength to our soldiers there, and if Rethir fell, some relics might still remain. We have announced a gold reward for their return, but sadly, none have yet come back to us. Please do. There are at least 6 that I know of, sent to the major strongholds of the plains of Arethel. Bring any you find to me. Lyria rewards those in her favor. You did! This is wonderful! May the fortunes of Lyria be upon you. They were primarily sent to the strongholds of the plains of Arethel, but any that you find will be gladly welcomed and thanked.
Kolik máme? 300 něco tisíc. No, mám nějaké další reliky.
Welcome to our temple.
Ne.
The great Alpha strongholds of Arethel are
Tam jsem byl a to je myslím to místo, kde jsem úplně umřel.
So long.
Myslím, že jsme konečně jakž takž obešli město. Jakž takž. Tady vidím, že je nějaký kostík.
What do you want? I'm beset by petitioners these days. Another advocate for this absurd plan to retake Melsen Shear, I take it. It's good to see that calmer heads have prevailed. It pains me to say it, but Melsen Shear was lost long ago. These vain attempts to restore it will only lead to more death. They have delved earthward where we have lifted high. They think no one watches them because they are thus sheltered. The deeper they dig, the higher we will rise. I am the Elud, and I speak with the voice of the Orbacart. Within this city, my word is law. The city of walls is lost to us, and we can afford no more troops for them. We have to muster our forces to counterattack after its fall. Those who watch and govern Rethir, they sit in secret council. Even their names are unknown, and are thus above corruption and idolatry. Only I am known, the Elud, their voice. They rule Rathir, and they do so from behind a veil. I am their face and their voice. Rathir has taken in half of Mel Sensheer's population as refugees from the war. Orphans fill our poorhouses. They've never seen their parents' city and never will. I realize they long for their home, but they need to accept a painful fact. Rathir is their only home now. Mel Sensheer is no more. The sieged outpost has sent hundreds of refugees, but as long as Mel Sensheer still stands, they refuse to accept their fate. It sounds cruel to say, but it would be best if it fell quickly. Then we could all get on with our lives. Do not speak to me of the war. I am the voice of Rathir, not a general or a fate weaver, nor Lyria herself, who alone controls the outcome. Look to Rathir's sister across the strait. Her battered walls, her burned gardens, her back broken from a decade of war. We take in refugees. We send food we can spare. We try to ease her pain, but for 10 years I've stood here and watched her die slowly. And you think a failed general and an old spear will save her now? Why should we spare anything for Talera's hopeless fantasy? Mel Sensheer stands as Rathir's eastern shield. Even now, nearly broken, she still stands. This city can do nothing for the fortress, but perhaps its people can. The wounded we have here wish to return to fight for the fortress one last time. I'll tell them to meet you at the docks, and take this as well from my own collection. May it be of use to you in the coming battle. You carry with you Rathir's bravest sons and daughters. Realize that if you fail to liberate that withered wall, you will have doomed our city as well. Go to the eastern docks and find Captain Godwin. He will oversee your journey to Mel Sensheer. Go. Save our sister across the sea.
Dobře, takže přišla ta chvíle, kdy se podíváme na všechny ty questy, co tu máme. A uvidíme, kde vlastně jsou. Takže začneme. Jsou ty kolek prsa. Tohle je jedna. Okay. Pam param, pam 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 pam, pam param, pam. Už se těším na Stray. Takový pocit, že zase budu něco krást a zase budu muset platit.
Approach and await the wisdom of the fates. I am the great Kel's Cafferty, sworn and scrupled servant to the Sisters of Destiny. Speak, that I may divine your future, and through my gift, bless your mortal soul. I'm sure Durfel is not very fond of me. I beat him in a game of cards many years ago, fair and square. By my standards, anyway. I don't like strangers who ask a lot of questions. This town is full of fools. Most of them will believe anything you tell them. Traditionally, this sort of transaction happens under more discreet circumstances, if you understand my meaning. Tell you what, I'll part with it for a hefty price. Very well. It's practically highway robbery, but not in any condition to argue. Pleasure doing business, friend.
There's a Fey in Galliford.
Teď už mi chybí jenom jedna. A ta zrovna byla, myslím, v Ratyru. Tady bych se bez rychlého cestování fakt neobešel. Tohle je tak šílená hra, že... Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Upper City.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
No jo, tam je ještě jedna lokace, do které jsem ještě nešel.
Before you lies the Scholia Arcana. All are welcome upon our grounds, though we ask you do not disturb the students. Did you know this spire rock was first settled by a hermit mage and his disciples? Only when Jotun marauders threatened the Twilly Bluffs did the rest seek safer refuge here. 600 years of magical scholarship and training, nor did our history prevent us from accepting the younger races. Every mortal who shows promise in the art is welcome among us. Of course, they must pass the trial. We must have standards. The Almain and Varani, of course. It was not so many generations back that only the gnomes and Alfar possessed magic. And still, no one knows what kindled this sleeping talent in their breasts.
Scholia Arcana. Tady bez tak budu mít i příběhovou část s nima. Pro ně. Questy.
Hello. Frankly, I don't know why they don't train us all to be here.
Dormitory.
Greetings. I mean, it's a pleasure to, your worship. I mean, good tidings, Archsage.
You're never too old to learn something. That's what I always say. Of course, it helps that I forget everything half the time. I hear there's more tutelage that goes on here at the Rathir chapter. And when you've learned enough, you're sent out into the world. I even hear some go to Isa. The Order. It's one of the most respected orders in the Feylands. I spent the better part of my life training to be a part of it.
I can't believe I lost those notes.
Joram Quintus of the Isa chapter always has a wide stock of gems and shards.
I hear that Telemarcus Rasp has been investigating reports of missing initiatives.
Super, tady jsem si knížku vzít mohl.
You are seeking healing? Let me see what I can do. Healing is a discipline that not many choose to pursue here. There is a stigma that it is a craft for village elders and common folk. But it involves mastery of spellcraft, alchemy, and anatomy. Many simply lack the patience needed to learn these works. I've lived in Rathir my whole life. This is the heart of the Alfar, the center of the world. I came to the Order years ago, eager to learn how magic can be used to help the mortal races. I joined the Order to become a battle mage, but I quickly learned the horrors of such magic. I elected to study healing instead. If you need me again...
Jinak večer asi nezačnu hrát přesně v 6. Protože jsem si teďka uvědomil, že vlastně to kino začíná nějak tak, že... že nepřijdu asi přesně na 6. domů. Ale ta hra, co budu hrát... je to nenásilná hra, je to umělecká hra. Teď to bude znít tak trapně, ale ve své podstatě jsem to pochopil, tak v té hře hrajete za rybičku a ptáka. Je to takové surrealistické.
A newly recruited student. Welcome. Please join us. We're simply preparing for some field research. There are a number of advantages to basing ourselves in Rathir. The plains are among the most magical of the regions in these lands. And we receive special patronage from the Orbicant, the rules of Rathir, for the purposes of furthering the study of magic.
Já zítra asi nebudu mít čas Eresil, já teďka asi začnu chodit na brigády. Takže budu mít tak čas na toho kreše. Já mám dneska ve své podstatě jeden z posledních takových volnějších dnů přes prázdniny. Potom až budu u táty, tak budu mít po večerech čas, ale... ono bude záležet, jak mi budou vycházet brigády. Rozhodně potřebuju vydělat nějaké peníze navíc, když je ta možnost.
Like I said, it's in the Akatha. Given the environment and the presence of Morgan, I'd say a Banshane priestess has awakened. Dangerous things. I suggest fireballs to the head repeatedly until it stops moving. It's nestled in the flooded plains of Akatha. Never used to be more than Morgan there, but now it's something more serious. Find the Banshane priestess and our initiates, and put it down.
To vypadá na nějaké hlavní tak to kašlem.
Nice to be out, I expect.
I hear the fieldwork the Scholia Arcana assigns is as dangerous as it is exciting.
Já tam jako čas budu mít, že jo, akorát třeba neuvidíš. A ona to je fakt jenom taková, ta hra je jednohubka, myslím snad na 3-4 hodiny. Že i za 2 se to dá projet, je to prostě něco jako Journey, no. Akorát s rybičkou a ptákem, co jsem pochopil.
A collection of smarter people I'm sure I've never seen. Stay strong.
No každopádně počítám, že ta hra bude vypadat, jako bych jel někde na nějakým tripu.
Come to have a look at our library, haven't you? We'll take it in. I love the campus, but there's people who'd rather have their noses in books than in the dirt. Can you believe it? You have the passion for craft as well. Purest form of the Scholia Arcana, I think. Directly interacting with and manipulating the magics of our world. Shame that I have no skill with it myself. There are few others around that might be of help. Orthanara or Artancade. Studying magic is one thing, but it should be done while walking the plains or the woods or deserts.
Abzu.
Not in some library.
Ta hra se jmenovala Abzu a uvažuji, že bych ji potom zahrál zase někdy. S tím, že bych se zaměřil na to, abych tam nazbíral ty achievementy, viděl všechny zvířátka a tak.
I oversee the library in the Rathir chapter. Many walk the road of knowledge, but I make sure they do so in an orderly manner. The Rathir chapter has some of the finest collections of manuscripts in the plains of Erethel. I guarantee it. Were it so easy to summarize an institution like the Scholia Arcana in a few short words, books, I think, do it slightly more justice. Members of all ranks, regardless of their skill, must always know the value of research and perception. I understand your studies with us are a unique situation, so let's consider this practice. Take this book, read it, and understand what it means to be part of our order. The Omnibus Arcana is a staple of the education in our institution. All first-year students are given a copy to study. The lessons involve an introduction to the rigors of magic, as well as the value of applying yourself to your studies. Each book is different for every user, but they all impart the same basic knowledge. This is the Omnibus Arcana. It is a magical text that holds the collected knowledge of our order. It is also imbued with a certain form of intelligence. Follow its directions as you would my own. This is an introductory text given to all first-year students. It's considered canon.
Kanonistické spisy.
The test begins in the courtyard. From there, you're on your own. Where was I?
Co, tuhle si nemůžu přečíst.
As teachers go, Master Telemachus Graf is...
Dobrý. Tajná hrobka. Tamhle, že začne ten úkol, to nechceme. Ještě než to... se vrhneme sem.
Welcome to the Scholia Arcana, young one. How may I be of assistance? Few sorcerers possess the aptitude or the wisdom of savant Ethan Engar. The Scholia Arcana is lucky to have him. The fabled Irathi ruin that lies deep within the She of Dalantar.
Dokecám s tímhle týpkem a budu dneska končit.
They say rogue sorcerers, foul worshippers of the fire god Vrakor, make haven in its halls. Interested in a bit of sage crafting or alchemy? Itran Skarn or Red Thumbroom will be happy to help you out. Or if dispelling is your preference, try to find Artan Cade about. The man's a wizard with a ward. Ah, the great Nuala Ignis. She was something of a rising star among us, not unlike you. She also had quite the affinity for fire, I believe. Most would tell you that the Scholia Arcana is the continent's premier journal and lecture society, an order of learned mages and scholars. And that is true. It is simply not the whole truth. In time, you will learn what I mean. I have a feeling about you. A city of splendors indeed. The Scholia Arcana shares the spire with a great many of the Alpha elite. Rathia has stood for centuries, through famine and through fire. It will stand for centuries more.
Jo, tady ukládám. Loučím se, večer ještě teda se ukážu. Pak se uvidí. Tak na viděnou příště.